now serving as the Union Minister of Railways, Communication, Electronics and Information Technology. Our Union Minister, Mr. Ashwini Kumar, is here to address the intellectual gatherings, industry captains here, and explain about the budget, especially focusing on the railways. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you.
అండి బాగున్నారా? I wish you all and thank you for coming in such large numbers. Hindi is okay or English is better? Anything is okay? Combination is also okay? Okay. These are very difficult times in the global economy scenario. These are the times when the entire world is passing through a very, very difficult phase, very uncertain phase. There are countries which have been known for almost zero inflation. Those countries are today seeing 10% inflation, 9% inflation. Some of the richest countries are today seeing very low growth. Under such circumstances, the way Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has steered the economy throughout this pandemic, throughout the multiple crises, that today India stands at a very high growth rate and very moderate inflation. It's a very, very interesting combination which hardly any other country is able to achieve. This is the time, this is the context in which the budget for financial year 23-24 was presented on the 1st February. I will speak about the budget, I'll speak about railways, and then we can have some more interaction. The budget is the foundation for making India a developed country by 2047. On the one hand, Honorable Prime Minister has always focused on making sure that the vulnerable people, the people at the bottom of the pyramid, people who do not have much income, they are always supported through multiple schemes and multiple programs. Honorable Prime Minister has provided a major change in the lifestyle of the people who have low income. If you start the journey in 2014, right from the Ujjwala scheme in which gas cylinders were given to rural families, toilet program, Swachh Bharat program in which toilets were constructed throughout the country, Ujjwala scheme in which electricity has been provided to every household, Jan Dhan scheme in which people who had never seen a bank, even they got to have a bank account. Scheme after scheme was created in which people are able to get the right support. PM Kisan Samman, in which large number of farmers, almost 11 crore farmers have been given support every quarter. During pandemic, Prime Minister took a pledge that no person in my country should sleep without food, sleep hungry. That's why he provided free food to 800 million people, 80 crore families. He provided free food. And that scheme is still continuing. That scheme is one of the most important flagship schemes of the government. Under such circumstances, on the one hand, providing relief, providing support to the poor, low-income families, and on the other hand, making sure that India becomes one of the major growing countries in the world. To do this, Honorable Prime Minister took a very clear strategy, very well thought through strategy of having public investment in highways, railways, transmission lines, seaports, airports, fiber optic cable throughout the country, new telecom towers. Complete investment program was started in 2020. In 2020, the investment was 3.5 lakh crore. 2021, that investment was increased to, can you please sit down? Yeah. 2021, the investment was increased to 5.5 lakh crore rupees. 2022, that investment was increased to 7.5 lakh crore. This is, imagine, 7.5 lakh crore investment is a very, very, very major boost to the infrastructure of the country. And in this budget, the public investment figure allocation has been increased to a record number of 10 lakh crore rupees in the budget. And this is consistent performance. If you see the 5.5 lakh crore budget, that time opposition used to say that, will you be able to spend it? These are just numbers. This was the general refrain from many quarters in the opposition. But that number was achieved. Same thing happened, 7.5 lakh crore, that number was achieved. That number is being achieved. The pace of work has increased multiple times in almost all sectors. If you look at the highway sector, world's highest rate of construction of highways, close to almost 30 kilometers per day. Same is the case with railways. Before 2014, it was only 4 kilometers per day. Only 4 kilometers per day. Today it is 12 kilometers per day. 3 times jump is there. Same is the case with railway electrification. Before 2014, just about 800-900 kilometers in a year. Now 6,000 kilometers every year. In last 8 years, railways has added 33,000 kilometers of electrified tracks, which is more than the total number of kilometers done in the previous 60 years. What was done in 60 years, Prime Minister Modi ji has done in 8 years. That is the kind of pace every sector, solar energy. Imagine we are a country where there is a continuous growth, energy requirement is increasing every day. 42% of our power generation capacity is now coming from non-renewable energy sources. So this is from, let's call it, green energy sources. So multiple, all the non-fossil fuel energy sources. So that is the kind of growth which is happening. That is the kind of thrust which is there on infrastructure. And we must understand why this is so important. Infrastructure investment, 1 rupee, if we invest, it has an impact of 3.5 rupees in the economy. So that means 3.5 times impact is there in the economy. That's called the multiplier effect. And every investment that is made, jobs are created. If you see the impact of all this work which has happened in the last 8 years, the Provident Fund is a very good barometer of what is the employment level. When a person joins any company, any project, any contractor, there is a registration in the Provident Fund. So if you look at the total new registrations, minus the people who have left, and plus the people who have rejoined, the net number is now on an average 15 lakh per month. 15 lakh per month. Multiply that by 12, how much does that become? That is close to 2 crore per annum net addition in the employment. So that is the impact of this growth strategy that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji took. Contrast this with many other countries, some very rich countries, they followed a different strategy. They did not put enough emphasis on the investment in the infrastructure and the growth of the country. They simply believed, now I'll give a very simple example. If we are a family, in a family, we will always have limited capital. Capital is never unlimited. Suppose a family gets 5 lakh rupees as the capital. So, two choices are there. First choice, great, 5 lakh rupees, go out, do shopping, call everybody, do a great feast, call everybody and eat and be over with it. Khaya, piya, mauj kiya. That kind of thing is also possible. There is another option where the family goes out, make sure that that money is invested in the right thing. Some money is saved for the difficult period. Some money is put in some investment or a new business investment is done. That family will be always prosperous because the investment, the capital then starts producing income. The first family which will purely focus on consuming away the money will never be prosperous. That is the choice which was there between all countries, in front of the leaders of all the countries. Some countries, I will not take any names, but some very rich countries, some very prosperous countries, they took the first path. They simply consumed away the capital which was there. Even though we had very limited capital compared to those countries, our Prime Minister, Modi ji, he took a very clear stand that yes, for the poor people we will have support, for balance, making sure that the country keeps on growing for the next 10 years, 15 years, so we will make the investments. So Modi ji made the choice of investment, whereas many rich countries, they made the choice of consuming away the money. Can you put that one slide in? Difference between many other countries and the policy that Modi ji took, and that has resulted in India being one of the high growth economies among all the major economies. And see, for example, US. Go to next. Next. See. The consumption strategy in many countries basically led to very high inflation and low growth. Whereas in India, the investment strategy which Modi ji followed, this resulted in a situation where we are having high growth and moderate inflation. Go to the previous slide. Or previous? Yes. If you look at the top 7 economies, number 1 is US, second is China, third is Japan, fourth is Germany, India is 5th rank. And remember, in 2014, India was 10th ranked economy in the world. Now we are 5th ranked economy in the world. And the way the growth is happening, very soon India will be among the top 3 economies of the world. So, every country, if you see, growth is low, inflation is high. Whereas in India, growth is high, inflation is moderate. I heard that somewhere one of the ministers of Telangana said that India has 30% inflation. I must compliment that minister that how creative he is. Some people can create really good castles in the air. So he is probably creating some castles in the air, trying to mislead the people, but people of Telangana are very brilliant people. People of Telangana are intelligent people. People of Telangana are educated people. They cannot be misled by such statements anywhere by any minister or any politician. People know what is reality here in Telangana, one of the most aware, most enlightened societies in the world. You go to Times Square in New York and say Namaste Andi, Bamunara, there will be 10 people who will look at you. Right? I have actually tried it. I shouted Bamunara, and there are 5, 6 people, 7 people who looked at me say Bavunum. So that is the power of people from Telangana, Telugu speaking people. And how can somebody make fool and say 30% inflation? That is bad. That is wrong. It is not a very dignified way of working in public life. That is the kind of change which has happened because Prime Minister Modi ji took the right policies, right decision for growing the country. And there is a consistent trend in the way the country's growth trajectory has been taken forward. So 2020, 3.5 lakh crore, 2021, 5.5 lakh crore, 2022, 7.5 lakh crore, 2023 budget, 10 lakh crore. So it's a very clearly thought through policy. And because of this policy, I can promise you, our Prime Minister has today brought so much fame, so much glory, so much pride to our country. Recently in Davos, everybody was talking about India. Everybody was talking about how Prime Minister Modi ji has transformed the economy. Everybody was praising this policy where investment has been made for complete long-term sustainable growth for the country. That policy, my friends, I wanted to share with all of you so that we all know how the foundation for a developed nation is being laid, how we are on a consistent growth path, how we will overtake many other countries in the very near future. I will now come to some very specific points about railways. Number dena? For a very long period, Telangana was ignored in the railway sector. 2014, before that, from 2009 to 2014, the average allocation for railway projects in the combined states of Andhra and Telangana was only 886 crore. Large state, large economic activity, the allocation for a sector which is as important as railways was only 886 crore. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has increased the allocation for both the states to a record number, and for Telangana the number is 4,418 crore. 4,418 crore. As Prime Minister always tells us, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. The fourth phrase is very important. Sabka Prayas. Sabka Prayas means efforts made by everybody. To do a project, it requires support of the state government, requires support of the municipality, requires support of the people. So my request is that this huge allocation that Prime Minister Modi ji has made, the state government should come forward and support the projects in terms of land acquisition, in terms of law and order support, in terms of the permissions for forest, permissions for mining, permissions for all kinds of things which go in making a project successful. Today, in Telangana alone, 29,581 crore worth railway projects are sanctioned. 29,581 crore. And more can be sanctioned. There are surveys going on for about 1,300 kilometers more. But it all depends upon the support of the state government. The state government has to come forward and give it support, then only the projects can be taken forward. For the Hyderabad city itself, MMTS 600 crore has been allocated. For the Secunderabad station, to make it a world-class station, 715 crore has been allocated. Do we have the pictures of Secunderabad station? If you have pictures, can you show? So by the time he brings the pictures, it's a beautiful design. Hyderabad is the IT hub. Hyderabad is the future of the country. Hyderabad shows to the world how important it is to have a very modern city. So the Hyderabad station has been designed in a very modern design with totally in line with the नहीं है इसमें Secunderabad. It's a very big deck. So anyway, so the design, I'll share it with you. The design is a very modern design, very good design. Tender has already been awarded. The preliminary work which is required in a station, since the trains are running, so we have to be very careful about all the cables, signaling system, all the control system. All those things are getting rearranged so that the station work can. Yeah, so and Vande Bharat, how many of you have traveled by Vande Bharat by now? Traveled? How is the experience? Very good. I recently traveled from Davos to Zurich in train, and I was comparing Vande Bharat with the train in Europe. Yes? Thank you. Big clap for you. On every parameter, the Vande Bharat train and the world's best trains, they are comparable, and Vande Bharat is actually better. So if you compare the noise level inside Vande Bharat with the noise level of aircraft, 100 times less noise. Very spacious, lot of leg space. And yesterday there was a baby's photo which I tweeted. A family had actually used the tray area for baby, and the baby is nicely watching out of the window. You have seen that? Yeah. So it's nice. I mean, it has given a very nice experience for our citizens. And this was the philosophy of Prime Minister when 2017 he gave the target that we should have a world-class train. So the first thing people did was to go out and try to import, but PM said, no imports. We have to develop it ourselves. Our engineers have to develop it. And within 2 years, the engineers developed the train. 2019, the first train came out. And after that, that train was first and second. Then the train was tested for about 18 lakh kilometers. 18 lakh kilometers the trains were tested, because it's about human beings. So any issue in the train has to be addressed, design has to be perfected. And then major serial production, the continuous production started. And now practically every 8-9 days, a train is coming out. So now we have train from Secunderabad to Visakhapatnam, and very soon we have done surveys of 2 more routes, 3 more routes, and very soon as the survey is completed, we will be having more Vande Bharat trains in Telangana. And our Prime Minister keeps giving new targets. So this year he has given a new target. Like in Europe, if there are 2 cities which are close by, 70 kilometer, 80 kilometer, 100 kilometer distance, then there is a regional train between them. What is a regional train? Regional train is a train which is almost like between 2 cities, continuously moving, shuttling between city A and B, and at a very frequent timing. So every 45 minutes, every 1 hour, every 1.5 hours, every 2 hours, that kind of train service is available. So it becomes very convenient for people to travel. You can just go to the station, don't have to make a reservation, go there, sit in the train and go to the next city. That concept, Prime Minister has given us the target that develop a Vande Metro. Vande Bharat is for long distance. Vande Metro PM has given us the target. So we have started the development work. So a metro is within the city. Metro is within the city. Vande Metro will be for between two cities. Intercity, between two cities. Short distance, maximum 100 kilometer. Not beyond that, beyond 100 kilometer, you can have a Vande Bharat. Because then you have to have a different configuration of toilets, different configuration of seats. Short distance, quick movement will have a different technical specification. So we have started the design work, and within next 12 to 16 months, the first Vande Metro will come out, and then we will test it. After testing it for about 1 year, we will start the major production. So in coming years, you will see most of the long distance trains will have world class Vande Bharat, and short distance trains will have world class Vande Metro. Everything make in India, design in India, by our own engineering brains, and within 3-4 years, we will start exporting these trains. We will start exporting these trains. For 50-60 years, India was an importer. Now things are changing. Mobile phone, same journey. 99% of the mobile phones that India was using 10 years back were imported. Right? Today, 99% of the mobile phones that India uses are made in India. And now, even iPhone 14 is made in India. This iPhone 14 is made in India. This is manufactured in India. Entire supply chain is now coming to the country. Recently in the budget, there was an announcement about the lens, making the duty zero on the lens. And immediately after that, Samsung announced that every phone model they will manufacture in India. So every policy that Prime Minister Modi ji is doing, that policy is towards employment, that policy is towards growth, the policy is towards development. It is very easy to take some shortcuts, offer people some money, try to buy people for some temporary period. Many political parties are trying to do that. But Modi ji's philosophy is, if we are strong from within, if we are having a strong foundation, if we are making opportunities for the people, then our country can prosper. Then only our country can be a great country. Then only our people can grow in a sustainable manner. Some political parties are trying to give opium, like short-term band-aids, and Modi ji is giving support to the poor people, giving full, complete empowerment to the poor people. So, for example, giving a free toilet in every home, giving a free tap water connection in every home is empowerment. That is empowerment of the people. It is not, so it's different from a shortcut. It's really making a permanent transformation in people's life. So that permanent transformation and laying the foundation for growth. That is the economic philosophy of Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. And I also want to share the list of 39 stations within within Telangana, where Amrit Bharat station scheme, we are developing these stations to world class. I'll take the names. If there are friends from those areas, please tell us how you feel. Adilabad, anybody from that side? Adilabad. Basar. Basar. Please help me correctly pronounce. You can pronounce. You can pronounce the names. I don't want to make that mistake. Basar. Begumpet.
Bhadrachalam Road, Gadwal, Hajipeta,
not Kajipet, Afijpeta, High Tech City, Huppuguda, Hyderabad, Jedcherla, Janagama, Kachiguda, Kamareddy, Karimnagar, Kajipet Junction, Khammam, Lingampalli, Madira, Mahbubabad, Mahbubnagar, Malakpet, Malkajgiri, Manchiral, Medchel, Miryalaguda, Nallagonda, Nizamabad, Peddapalli, Ramagundam, Sikindrabad, Shadnagar, Sri Bala, Bala Brahmeshwari, Jogulamba, Alampuru temple దగ్గర, తాండూర్, లింగ నో ఉమిదా నగర్, ఉమద్ నగర్, ఎస్, వికారాబాద్, వరంగల్, యాదాద్రి, యాకత్పుర, జహీరాబాద్.
Practically all covered, almost all covered. Now it is up to us to very rapidly execute the works, and Prime Minister has given us a very clear target that Vikas bhi, Virasat bhi. Heritage also has to be preserved while development. So everywhere the station design has to be as per the local heritage, as per the local culture, and wherever there is a process of consultation with the people, we should do the consultation. For example, in one case, I'll give the example of Anand. The students took the challenge that we would like to design the station. So we gave the challenge to the School of Architecture in Anand, and they designed the station. So that kind of philosophy is with which what we are working. So this will be total transformation of railways, total transformation of the country, and India is on a very clear path in this Amrit Kal to become a developed nation by 2047. Thank you very much. One more point which I think very relevant, Kajipet. Kajipet. So when the Telangana and Andhra reorganization happened, that was the time when in the section 13, schedule 13 of the Andhra Pradesh State Reorganization Act, it was mentioned that Indian Railways shall, within 6 months from the appointed day, examine the feasibility of establishing a rail coach factory in the successor state of Telangana. So, Railway has done complete study, has done complete proper thorough feasibility, and we are starting a wagon manufacturing facility at Kajipet. The work has already been awarded, tender has been awarded, work is starting, and the land which was required 160 acres, state has given 150 acre. I thank the state for that, and still 1.5 acre, the connecting link is to be provided. I request the state government to provide that connection between the Kajipet junction and the location of the facility, so that we can rapidly do that part also. The project is valued at 521 crore. 521 crore. And the way we are designing it is that it is being designed to become a multi-purpose facility, so that tomorrow more facilities like locomotive manufacturing can be taken up, high-speed train manufacturing can be taken up. A very modern factory we are building there, so that this becomes a very important industrial activity for the state. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. President of Federation of Telangana Chambers of Commerce and Industry. I also represent Rajasthani population in our city, in our state. There is a burning issue concerned with our Rajasthani population. There used to be a 1460 kilometer long meter gauge train from Kachiguda to Jaipur, going via Nanded, and it used to touch 4-5 Jyotirling and Pushkar Raj and all. So last 92 onwards, the gauge conversion some portions between Akot and Mahu still not completed even after 30 years. If this route is completed, there will be additional link from north to south. Now only Nagpur, that is the only one route connecting north and south.
Is that the Melghat?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Melghat is a tiger reserve, and it's a very, very important biosphere.
Something you can put to some overbridge or like that, sir.
No, we are not. It's very difficult because tiger reserve is not getting any permissions there. So we will have to look at some alternatives.
Just for some 50 kilometers.
Alternatives we will have to
Thank
look.
you, sir.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Particularly for the women sector, sir, I would like to emphasize. This is for, there should be a coupe system for expectant mothers and breastfeeding women particularly. Because there are, when a mother feeds a baby, they are not looked as a woman, they are not looked as a lady there. They are looked as a mother. But all the eyesights of all the people are not the same. So I would like to, being a woman, I have practically seen, and I keep going for the survey of the trains also. So I have practically noticed all this, sir. So I would kindly request
Very good point.
that
and
point
we'll
could
make
be
a
done.
design change in this.
And one more point I would like to say is hot water facility for the infants, sir, for mixing the milk, or even for the senior citizens who have to have their tablets in the night, like diabetic and all, cancer patients, they need hot water to soothe their throat.
Correct.
So for that, I would like to request to also consider on that. The other point I would like to is, there should be a push trolley system for the platform where you have in airport also. Not everybody after the age of 45, 50, when the menopause stops for a woman, and a woman traveling in a train alone cannot take her luggage because of her hands and shoulders, frozen shoulders. So I would like you and request your government to please look into this aspect. That is also for women.
All the three suggestions
The
are
last
very
one,
good.
the last but the least, is the long distance, when you are planning for a Vande Mataram train, I would suggest the Vande Mataram train to ply up and down to the long distance so that it covers the maximum time and reaches the destination faster for people, particularly from Rajasthan, and there are Jammu Kashmir and all, because I have been traveling for 4 days and wasted time. So with what we have, not everybody can afford for an aircraft because of the cost of living. Plus, it is a middle-class family who suffers for this. So I would kindly suggest these 4 points can be please considered.
All the 4 points are excellent.
you so
and
much,
please
sir.
give a big round of applause for the lady here. Thank you. So, all the 4 points are very good. We'll make the change in design so that the mothers, and if you remember, some time back there was a suggestion which came for a baby birth. Have you seen that baby birth wala design? You have seen that? Right. So now that design is getting increased in many more trains, it's being introduced. Similarly, today your design, today your suggestion will lead to one more innovation in railways. Even in the new toilet design that we have done, bathroom design we have done, we have taken special care for making sure that the baby can be properly seated. This is the new design of the bathroom. I have posted it on net also very recently when the new design was finally approved. So all these suggestions will include, and the Vande Bharat sleeper train will start getting produced by December or maybe January, February of 24. So then even the long distance trains can also be Vande Bharat trains. Yeah.
Sir, good evening, sir. Sir, this is Beti Veera Reddy. I am Senior Group 1 Cadre Officer working for Telangana Assembly. We humongously warmly welcome you to the city of Hyderabad, sir. We are very proud of you, sir. And we commend and support the annual statement That's a budget for the year 2023 and 2024, having been presented by the Honorable Finance Minister on the floor of the August Parliament House, sir. We appreciate it, sir. We commend it, sir. And we also appreciate and support and encourage the plethora of the welfare schemes and programs and projects that are being implemented by leaps and bounds by the Government of India. Recently, one example of this Agnivir scheme. There is a widespread response is there for the scheme, sir. Really, it's a marvelous scheme, and really unemployed youth are being encouraged to act as Agnivirs, at least for a period of initial 4 years of their service. Sir, we being a largely populated country in the world, recently we have overcome the population of China also.
What's the question? Can you come to the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, having been traveling from Hyderabad to North India and to have connectivity, why don't we have bullet trains in India?
So the first, see, bullet train, I would like to explain this to everybody. Bullet train is a very, very complex project. Please sit. Please have a seat. Bullet train is a very, very complex project. If you drive a car at 100 speed, how difficult it is to control it? Very difficult. 120, 130, it becomes even more difficult. Now, bullet train travels at 350 kilometers per hour, 350 kmph. So the design is very complex. The vibrations, the speed, the wheel and track interaction, the electricity system overhead, because so much current is drawn in that very instant. Immediately, so much current is drawn in that, from that wire in that very small instant when the train is passing through that particular section. So the design has now been perfected, and if you can show the pictures, the first 140 kilometer of bullet train, 142 kilometers of bullet train has been completed in Gujarat section, in Maharashtra section, and see the construction work, go forward. These are absolutely modern construction technologies, and Hyderabad is known for its construction companies. Some of the most famous construction companies come from Hyderabad. So look at this one. This is actually very interesting. This technology, there are only 3 countries in the world which have this technology, and we are now the 4th country, right? I can explain this. So first all the pillars are made, then the, is there a mic, hand mic? The way it works is, the pillars are done continuously first, then these are girders. These girders are 40-meter long girders. 40-meter long girder, each girder is about 1,100 tons. 1,100 tons each girder. So that is like how many trucks? Almost 50 trucks, almost 50 trucks. So each one of them is like carrying 50 trucks load together. That big is this girder, right? Now what happens is these girders are brought near the plant, near these pillars, then this big crane lifts them, that gantry crane. That gantry crane lifts it and puts it on this transporter. This is the transporter. This is a 216-wheel vehicle, specially designed. So this vehicle then takes the girder and moves to the next pillar here. And then this launching gantry will then take the girder and put it on the next pillar. So this is a very interesting design, very complex design. So our country today is able to master this technology, which is a very difficult technology, and we are able to rapidly construct. In Maharashtra, there was a problem because the state government, when Mr. Thakreji was the CM, he never gave any permission for any project. Metro projects closed, every project closed, right? Some people don't believe in development, they just believe in accusations. So, as soon as Thakreji and Mr. Shinde and Devendra Bhai Fadnavis ji came in power, immediately gave the permission, and now in Maharashtra also work is happening. Video hai kya iska? Nahi hoga na? Okay, so now that we have understood the technology, we have made good progress in one project, and see, it is very important that we do first project very well. Now in the entire country, many more projects will be taken up in the coming years. Yeah. Last question.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Hyderabad. My name is Raja Chandra, and I'm an NRI, worked in Bahrain for more than 20 years. I traveled around the world for more than 15 countries, including Japan. I traveled in Shinkansen, bullet trains, and in Europe also. Definitely, there is a big development and transformation in India, which we all are experiencing now. And we are happy to see all these figures and budget figures announced for our state, Telangana state. Thanks to the Modi government and Jai. So in as everywhere, we have few things we would like to bring to your notice, sir. I live in a upscale area called Mokila, which is fastly developing, and Neopolis. It is also called as Golden Triangle. The development is very fast, and many residential and commercial developments are coming there. And Shankarpalli railway station is one of the center location in the Golden Triangle. Shankarpalli railway station, sir. In this railway station, I recently came to know that there is no canteen facility in the railway station.
How big is the station?
All the major trains going to Bombay,
Big one?
it's
Very good. Thank
Yes.
you for this feedback. We will take up, we will make sure that Shankarpalli station is also developed.
there are 3 points to be covered, sir, in the same station.
Quickly.
One is canteen facility is not there. Second thing, no lifts, no elevators, no escalators. It is giving a lot of problem for the aged people.
One by one, all stations.
We
are
request-
taking-
we request-
This year, I
Yes.
tell you,
Yes, sir.
this year we are taking up 1,275 stations.
Okay.
It's not a small number. It's a very difficult task because station, when you develop, the trains are running, making sure that the project can be done while the trains are running is a very difficult task.
Okay.
And this year, 1275 stations, and in the coming year, many more new stations will also be taken.
Please take a note of Shankarpalli stations. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
One last.
hello. Good evening, sir. I am Madan Gupta, a social activist. I would like to share my personal experience while I am traveling in the train.
If you want to have if you have a question, it's
Yes,
better.
yes, yes. The personal experience itself is having a question.
Hyderabad is very intellectual.
See, I traveled from the Madura to Secunderabad. That night has become a nightmare for me because there is no reservation for reservation people, number one. And the general public entered in the reservation bogies, no RPF, no
When
TC.
was this? When was this?
It was 2 months back.
2 months
And
back.
one more thing I would like
I'll
to
get
tell
an
you.
inquiry done in this.
Yeah.
I'll get an inquiry done in this. Please give the details of that.
And
train.
one more thing, sir.
I'll definitely get an inquiry done in
See,
this.
I don't blaming the general public. Here, the
No, I'll tell you
general bogies are very less.
I'll give
Because
you-
of that reason,
I'll give the answer.
Yeah.
See, our country, we are taking about 800 crore passengers every year. 800 crore. And still that is not able to meet the demand. The demand is close to 1,100 crore. That is we have to continuously invest every year, And that is why Prime Minister Modi ji has taken the full command of railways and made sure that in the last 8 years so much has happened, and now building on that foundation, many more new investments. See, this year we are adding about 4,500 kilometers, new tracks. That is why without tracks you can't have trains, right? So first you have to do tracks. So 4,500 kilometers new tracks. If you compare that with the 2014 and before, it used to be just about 1,900, 1,800. So almost from 4 kilometer per day to 12 kilometer per day we have reached. But we have to now increase it further and make sure that more and more tracks are laid. Then only we can have more trains, because the demand is huge and railway is always having a social obligation of middle class, poor people, so that at least everybody is getting an affordable service.
Sir, it is not the complaint I have.
But we are committed,
Sir, I am Jaipal Reddy. I am a farmer from Mahbubabad district. Sir, in our district, we produce high value chilies and mangoes, sir. The mangoes are also very famous. I also exporting mangoes to around the country. Now there is no railway yard in our Mahbubabad district. No loading, unloading facilities. Can you do favor this, establish the railway yard? We can transport the domestic Mahbubabad.
that is the name of the district, and
And
the name of
railway
the
station
railway station also is
Railway
Mahbubabad.
station also.
Note karo. A part of that development stage. Then we can do a rake point also there, na? वहाँ पे check करा लो.
Sir, we are
Very
also
good point. I'll get it. Definitely, I'll get it
Sir,
examined.
we are producing world famous chilies also, sir, Zapata. And also we producing high value.
Avkai and gunpowder.
Yeah. Sir, I am the national best farmer award.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Sir, thank you so much.
One last question, sir. Last question. Sir, 1 second. This side. So, Honorable Minister, sir, thank you very much for coming to Hyderabad, sir. As a citizen of India, I am grateful to Team India, Team Modi, sir, for putting the nation ahead of the advanced countries and ahead of the emerging economies on the growth rate, sir. Telangana is very grateful to Team Modi and yourself, sir. Honorable Finance Minister has announced 38,000 crores of budget for Telangana, sir. We are grateful to you, sir. And sir, you have also announced 4,418 crores of budget to Telangana state, sir. And together, combinedly, you have said you have increased the total infrastructure budget by 30% to 10 lakh crore rupees, sir. My question is, sir, very simple, sir. We have been concentrating more on infrastructure development, obviously with a multiplier effect, as you have said, 3.5 times. My question from Telangana, sir, to you, sir, is what will be the impact of that on employment of the youth and women, sir? If you can kindly
Let
answer.
me give the math behind it. In our economy, for this kind of investment, the employment that will be generated will be of the order of 1 crore employment because of this investment. And because of the past investments, I gave you the actual figures, and those figures can be checked. वो slide लगाना तो PF वाला इसमें है, इसमें नहीं होगा. तो these numbers can be checked. The net additions in Provident Fund, net addition in the Provident Fund, which is new minus people who leave plus who rejoin, right? Net of this. This can be verified by anybody, is now 15 lakh per month. 15 lakh per month is the net addition. That is the kind of impact which the investment philosophy, investment strategy is having on employment. So once again, thank you very much.
Sir, one last question, sir.
We can walk together. And
Last question.
We can
Last
walk
question.
and we can
Please.
walk.
Kindly, before
Thank
that,
you so
you can
much.
answer.
We will walk, na? We'll walk.
Not necessary.
एम श्रीनिवास रेड्डी जी और इस समावेश में भाग लेने के लिए सारे बुजुर्गों, सारे रिटायर्ड ऑफिसर, सब लोगों को धन्यवाद से यह प्रोग्राम समाप्त करते हैं।